Yeah, basically what we've produced is something that basically says we're sat on the fence because there's no credible reason to go either way at the moment. There's nothing in concrete. If we leave the EU, you've got all the upheaval of all the changing of documents and everything else that needs to go on. But our biggest problem is if Mr Cameron's government, the way he is at the moment, if he hasn't got a plan B, he's got a lot of work to start. Well, there's got to be positives in everything. We've got to be able to explore free trade. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. But it's one of these things where if you stick with the same old, you never change. And there's got to be. There are countries out there we can deal with. And if the EU wants to deal with us, they'll deal with us. We have good products. We have first-class food. We have engineering, we have everything outside agriculture that is good that other countries want. So why shouldn't they deal with us? If this country insists on a cheap food policy, there needs to be a payment made to farmers, otherwise you'll not have cheap food. Well, our government of the day needs to make sure the tariffs are minimal, because if we end up having to pay tariffs on the food that we've already produced cheaply, there's only one way to go, and that is down. You cannot expect farmers to produce food cheaply and then accept less, because everything gets passed back to the primary producer, whether it's arable, dairy, beef or poultry. I think, to be quite honest, the French will carry on the way they've always gone on. I can't see them changing. The Germans will carry on as they've always done. We'll either jump on the back of it and make money, or we'll accept less. But I think there's other opportunities if the country decides to leave. The paperwork that comes through is just mad for what you get. There's talk of reducing red tape. Well, yeah, there's been a few less inspections, but then you get more information out of an inspection wanted. So really, they're just shoving paper from Peter to Paul, backwards and forwards. So whether it will make any difference in the long term, I don't know. Everybody is asking the Tenant Farmers Association, which way do we vote? And our honest opinion is, it's your vote, you make the decision. And after June, we'll still have plenty of work on, because whether we're in or we're out, the Tenant Farmers Association will have a lot of work to sort, because government policy will change whether we're in or we're out. What we're wanting, and it should benefit landowners as well as tenants, we want a fairer way of looking at food and how it's produced, how our environment's looked after, how the uplands are looked after, and making sure Pillar 1 payments go back to farmers. Pillar 2 payments are environment, and there are cases where some landlords do take the payments away from farmers. And yes, the CLA won't be happy about that statement, but it does happen. And we're looking to see if we can get better evidence for government to show that this happens, and just to see fair play. Farmers need something where they've worked hard and to get some recompense for what they're doing, because working for very little money doesn't help you to retire. And farmers need to retire with dignity.